Hello, my name is Tom and welcome back to my channel. What I have for you today is my first book haul / book unboxing. Now, hopefully you won't see many of these on this channel. I have a lot of books to read and I really don't want to be buying loads more books. So in future, I'm thinking I may do book hauls with some sort of penalty. So if you have an idea for one of those, let me know in the comments. So yeah, I definitely need to de-incentivize book buying for myself. But nevertheless, I have some new books. I'm going to show you them. I'm going to start with the ones that don't need to be unboxed. First up, I have The Last Days of John Lennon by James Patterson. I studied music at university, so I have quite a large collection of non-fiction books that are to do with music. I saw this one whilst I was at work and I picked it up pretty much on a whim. The blurbs look really good. It looks very much like it's the story but told in a more sort of thrillery way, and also we have the story of a very influential recent musician. Then we move on to Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious. This is the first book of that series called All Flesh is Grass. I have a small collection of the Doctor Who novels because I'm quite a big fan of the show. Important thing to note about the Doctor Who books is that they aren't novelisations of episodes. They are completely separate and independent stories. And a lot of them are pretty good. Right, let's go open some boxes. The first one is one that I've actually already started opening because I wasn't sure what it was, so I have spoiled this one for myself. But we have another Doctor Who book. This is the Slitheen Excursion by Simon Gurion. The Slitheen are one of my favourite reoccurring monsters in the Doctor Who series, and they have a number of their own stories in the novels. So this is the first one that I have. I picked it up second hand, and I love just sort of the tiny hardback format that you get these books in. Next I have this little package here, and I'm going to have to hold it funny because there are addresses on both sides. But I'm pretty sure that these are books I've ordered from a bookstagram. Nicole Reads King. I follow her on Instagram and she was doing a book sale, so I ordered a couple of things and hopefully that's what this is. Let me get some scissors. Scissors. This is definitely well packaged. I am massively impressed. Okay. On to the next layer. I don't even know how to approach this anymore. Okay, yes, this is what I think it is. Right, I finally got it open. The first book that I ordered from Nicole was The Power by Naomie Alderman. I believe this is a feminist retelling of The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't actually read The Handmaid's Tale, but I do want to. So when I saw this, I thought it would be interesting to pick up. Then I have Illuminae by Amie, Kaufman and J. Kristoff. This is one of the better known multimedia books that came out. Not recently, but recently for me. And I've never read a proper multimedia book, so I wanted to give this one a go. And it's sci-fi, which helps. Finally, I have Let It Snow by John Greene, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. Again, I picked this one up because it's recently been adapted. I don't normally read seasonally, so I don't normally read Christmas books, with the exception of, say, Nosferatu, which I don't know if it can really be described as a Christmas book, but I've picked this one up. I want to give it a go. I believe it's an anthology of 3 short stories by the 3 authors. Next up, I have some Amazon parcels to open. So let's see what's in these. We have Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne M. Valentine. So this was a pre-order that came out recently. I was not expecting it to be this short. We have 101 pages. Comfort Me with Apples is supposed to be very reminiscent of... Ooh, it's a horror film and I've forgotten what it's called. Never mind, I'll just read the first bit of the blurb. Sophia was made for him, her perfect husband. She can feel it in her bones. He is perfect. Their home together in Acadia Gardens is perfect. Everything is perfect. It's just that he's always so much, so often. He works so hard. She misses him and he misses her. He says he always does, so it must be true. He is the perfect husband and everything is perfect. But I get the sense that not everything is perfect. What does it look like beneath the hardcover? Ooh, we have a nice silver title. I'm excited to read that. I am a big fan of short books. I love books that are less than 200 pages, and I always think that books around 100 pages are really interesting because they have so much to do in such a short length of time. So hopefully this will be quite successful. Right, on to the little one, I think. Right, we have a non-fiction book. We have Sex with Kings by Eleanor Herman. The tagline is 500 years of adultery, power, rivalry and revenge. This is a non-fiction book about royal mistresses, people like Madame de Pompadour, Camilla Parker Bowles, and other women who famously had relationships with kings. There is a couple of books in this series by Eleanor Herman, and you might see another one later on. We have Islands of Abandonment by Cal Flynn. This is another pre-order. This is a book about abandoned places, ghost towns and exclusion zones, no man's lands and fortress islands, and what happens when humans leave and nature is allowed to reclaim its place. Abandoned human structures I find very fascinating. I think some of them are really beautiful and some of them are really creepy. And I've never seen a book specifically about that. So this one was shortlisted for the Bell... No, scratch that because I can't pronounce it. Cal Flynn explores irradiated Chernobyl and uninhabited Scottish islands, volcanic regions of the Caribbean and the lush forests of Tanzanian mountains. By turns haunted and hopeful, Islands of Abandonment asks what happens after we're gone and how far our damage to nature can be undone. Alright, this one looks like another second-hand book. Oh, it's not, and I'm very excited. This is Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto. I don't have a lot of manga, but I do have some, and I saw this one and it looks so interesting. However, it's been really difficult to get hold of in the UK. So I ordered this one from Waterstones, as sort of an order for when they get it back in stock. So I've been waiting for this for maybe 4 or 5 months, and it looks really entertaining, and I just love this sort of art. It's very graphic, I can see just from flicking through it. But a lot of people seem to like this one, so hopefully I will too. Okay, a few more Amazon parcels now. Oh well, that was great. Okay, I've already mentioned Eleanor Herman. This is Sex with the Queen. This is the other part of the Sex with Kings book, and the tagline for this one is 900 years of vile kings, virile lovers and passionate politics. In royal courts blistering with testosterone, swashbuckling generals, polished courtiers and virile cardinals, how did repressed regal ladies find happiness? So this book talks about Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, Catherine the Great, Marie Antoinette, Princess Diana, and I'm sure many more. I'm quite excited to read this book alongside the other one by Eleanor Herman. Now it doesn't have a gift tag, but I know that this one was a present. This one was sent to me by Dom, so thank you very much for that. This is The Unkindness of Ghosts by Rivers Solomon, and the reason Dom picked this one to send to me is that it's the book that's been on my Amazon wishlist for the longest. I don't even really remember what it's about, only that I have been interested in reading it for a really long time. I'm going to read the first bit of the back. Asta has little to offer folks in the way of rebuttal when they call her ogre and freak. She's used to the names, she only wishes that there was more truth to them. If she were truly a monster, she'd be powerful enough to tear down the walls around her until nothing remains in her world. Asta lives in the low-deck slums of the HSS Matilda, a space vessel organised much like the antebellum South. For generations, Matilda has ferried the last of humanity to a mythical promised land. On its way, the ship's leaders have imposed harsh moral restrictions, deep indignities on dark-skinned sharecroppers like Asta. Embroiled in a grudge with a brutal overseer, Asta learns there may be a way to improve her lot, if she's willing to sow the seeds of civil war. I didn't even remember that this was science fiction, so that's exciting. That pile is getting a little bit unsteady. Okay, this is the last lot now. Okay, this book is Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious, The Knight, the Fool and the Dead by Steve Cole. This is the second book in this sort of mini-series after this one here. I've already mentioned I like the Doctor Who novels. I haven't actually bought any in a while, so this was a nice treat. And I think that the Time Lord Victorious books are the most recent releases. Okay, should I do the little one or the big one? Actually, I'm going to do the big one because I think I know what this is. Yes, I was right. This is another volume of Chainsaw Man. This is volume 7. As I said, it's been pretty difficult to get hold of volumes of Chainsaw Man in the UK. So when I decided that I was going to get it, I just sort of picked up all of the ones that I could. And volume 7 was the latest release in the UK at that time. So I'm not entirely sure when this was released in the UK, but I've only just got it. And I think that talks to how difficult it is to get some manga in the UK. Alright, on to the last one. Okay. This is Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Greene. Now, Daniel Greene is another booktuber. He talks a lot about fantasy and I really enjoy his videos. But I didn't realise until very recently that he had a book out. And when I looked into it, I discovered that it was lovely and short, and we know that I love my short books. So this one is 134 pages. I wonder what he's going to be able to do in such a short length of time. When an imperial family is found butchers, officers of God are called to investigate. Evidence points to a rebel group trying to stab fear into the very heart of the empire. Inspector Kidd begins a harrowing hunt for those responsible. But when a larger conspiracy comes to light, she struggles to trust even the officers around her. Very urban fantasy vibes. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, that is the haul. That is all the books. How many is this? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Eek. Okay, that's a lot of books. As I said, I need to curb my book buying. It's quite a bit of a problem. So if you have any ideas of how you'd like me to do future hauls, I would like to disincentivize me buying books. However, don't comment that I now have to unhaul 15 books because that's just mean. Alright, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more. I hope to see you again.